today. Um, yeah, so let's dive in. Let's boot it up first of all. I've been using different graphical settings, trying out some new stuff because, well, I didn't really realise I got a RTX 2060 and apparently um, oh, there's DLSS and I can use some of the ray tracing stuff. But I have no idea what kind of effect it's going to have on performance, so we're just going to try it. We're going to have to turn some of it off if it comes to it, but we shall see. Oh, who the fuck's that? Jesus Christ, get thrown in at the deep end. Come on, come on. Where's the little bastard? Right, okay. So yeah, we've already explored that area. So yeah, as I was saying, sorry to was interrupted by all the combat then. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm trying out the DLSS feature for RTX graphics cards. So from what I understand, is it'll help boost frame rates. Um, so um, at lower, I don't know. It helps boost frame rates somehow. That's about all I know about it, really. To be honest, perfectly honest with you. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna try that, and also
Alish
it
wasn't
makes.
kidding about that monster.
Yeah, also it makes. So I've got the ray tracing stuff
You
on.
showed me the HRA when I first got here, and the machine that makes them. Can you help me find a prism?
So yeah, we'll see how much difference it makes. I'm still not really seeing any difference, to be honest with you. Apart from the frame rate being a bit low. Yeah, apart from the frame rate being a little bit worse, I'm not seeing a great deal of difference so far, but we'll see.
There are areas in the oldest house where, under the right conditions, when the frequencies match, other dimensions leak in. We call these areas thresholds. The quarry is one of the more stable thresholds in the maintenance sector. That's That's where black rock comes from. Extra-dimensional matter. It has the unique property of blocking out a lot of frequencies. A good thing. It keeps things stable, contained. Think of it as paranatural lead. Our research involves many dangerous things we absolutely need to keep in check. That's what the Black Rock Line fire breaks are about. The panopticon container cells.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but I need the code for the quarry elevator.
Oh, Emily. The codes. BlackRock 665. Neighbor of the Beast. Get it? We can do that again if you... House, where under the right conditions, when the frequencies match, other dimensions leak in. We call these areas thresholds. The quarry is one of the more
This should
stable
get us into the
thresholds
quarry.
in the maintenance sector. That's where black rock comes from.
You heard that too, right? Black rock comes from the threshold, the quarry. So, the prisms must be there too.
Think of it as paranatural lead. Our research involves many dangerous...
BlackRock has allowed the Bureau to make great strides in containment procedures since it was first discovered. This report will examine how its very structure is comprised of density and nullifies all resonances with a range of 2 Hz. Bureau innovations that incorporate BlackRock will be analysed, most notably the fire breaks, feats of engineering designed to contain any future outbreaks, attacks or other internal threats. The goal of this report is to encourage Bureau staff to explore further innovations using BlackRock, as work in that field has markedly slowed in recent years. Refer to file 593-17334 for report.
things we absolutely need to keep in check. That's what the
So have I
Black
got
Rock Line
all the
fire
key
breaks are
cards
about.
now? I think I have.
Panopticon container cells.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but I need the code for the quarry elevator.
We're going to quickly go back over this.
We can do that again.
Oh, what's this? I wouldn't have seen that. Bit cheeky. Oh, it's still my reflection then. There's nothing else. Okay, so yeah, the lighting does look better. Definitely, I think that's the ray tracing coming in.
Everything here is crazy. Weird, but it feels right. Like how the world should be. I am in an infinite building leading to different dimensions, and I never want to leave. Even with all the horror, I'm happy. It feels sane. Or insane.
Okay. Oh! Ventilation. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Okay then. Very cool. Fuck's sake. What? That's weird. Just saying if we can go back and discover any rooms. I don't think so. Okay. Nope. Okay. That's done. Okay. That's done.
Where did I leave my mop again? Pirnotta. It's back. What would kill a bad thing? Paska mikä paska.
Shit. What now?
My old enemy, the clock, is blocking the pipes. You need to deal with that shit. He is very clever.
Let's clear out a few of these mods. Okay, oh yeah. That's great.
He's trying to
So
steal.
yeah, I didn't
He got
expect to get
caught
the
with his hand in the fist.
level 4 clearance and level 5 clearance today, but we have. So we're gonna go around and open all the locked doors. Basically, we're gonna go around and explore. Kill some dudes. This the way, yes, there's.
Hello again, Mr. Clog. You've really let yourself go.
I will pick that up afterwards. Do this first. Lock control remote. No unique procedures required. If the item's form is different than any previously reported, then make a note describing the new form. The object's true shape and appearance are unknown. It has been known to take the form of the following objects: ringer, keys, lunchbox, wrench, microscope, stapler, glasses, mail tube, spoon. The item is able to adopt the physical form of items in its immediate vicinity. The item is capable of limited physical movement, repositioning itself wherever it changes form. This only occurs when it is unobserved physically and digitally. Because of this, the transition between shapes has never been observed. Citing Formula 1.14 or 132 causes the item to reveal itself by shuddering. The item was initially discovered within the Bureau itself. Whether an agent brought it inside intentionally or otherwise, it resided here prior to the Bureau's arrival to the oldest house is unknown. I'm assuming I can take this through the door. I don't actually know. I can't see one in there anyway. Yep. Yeah, we're all good. Okay, I think we need another one. Oh shit, I can go this way. Didn't realise that.
We should go down there to clear out the rest of it.
Okay. See if there's anything in here first. Right. Oh. Jesus, this is some awful shooting. Oh my god. I'm shooting it, what?
Goodbye, Mr. Claude. I sincerely hope we never meet again.
Okie dokie, right, well that's done. Okay, that's fine. Been this way. Oh yeah, I have to get the lift, don't I? Right, okay.
I'm itching for some real action.
Okay, that's cool. Right, we're just gonna have a little explore back here quickly. I don't think I'm gonna do all the doors yet, actually.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's one up here.
Straws.
I'm gonna get this.
Then why couldn't it vibrate?
Did you see me take down one of those flying motherfuckers?
Bullshit.
You want me to go to research? Shout me again and I'll fucking do it.
I feel useless. What can someone from Padman do against this kind of thing?
It may concern, in case you're not aware, something caused a sticky note in my office to duplicate. Office is unusable now. I will be working from home until this is resolved. You can reach me on my cell or home phone. Sincerely, Jade Bozer, Vice Chief of Staff. That's pretty funny.
I can't believe these suits lasted as long as they have.
He's off.
Collins, any word on survivors?
We've located numerous safe rooms with survivors inside. Waiting on each
No hiss followed you in, right?
This is Lynn Salvador, head of Bureau Security. This is Lynn Salvador, head of Bureau Security. I'm making a formal security order due to the incident in April, case number 21HQ593. Improper use of the jukebox altered item led to 2 fatalities. We believe a pair of agents used the jukebox to travel to the quarry threshold and engage in inappropriate workplace behavior. An expedition team found them decomposing at the formation's base a week later. At least we found out the jukebox doesn't bring corpses back when the song ends. I'm having the jukebox placed in a secure location in the executive sector. It should never have been accessible to low clearance staff in the first place. The new location's security and proximity to a high-traffic area will prevent misuse, while still allowing for expedition teams to access it when required. See me for any further details.
Alright, yeah.
Security order due to the incident in April. Case number...
Airplanes aren't real. I figured out how they do it. The windows are TV screens. The whole thing moves on big tracks like a roller coaster, used through underground tunnels in the air. Airports are more like train stations. They do this because the sky's full of monsters they don't want us to know about. The planes we see in the sky are the monsters. The government made the air trains look like the monsters so they could lie to us better. Don't contact me. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. They all dead now? No. Nope, still not there. Quick look here. Bureau medical staff personally evaluated the injured embassy personnel when they arrived back in the country, while the victims reported cognitive issues, dizziness and fatigue. Further testing by Bureau medics found intense cell damage similar to that of radiation exposure. Agents and research staff remained to take soil samples from the surrounding area, but found no trace of beyond the health issues of the staff. The communications department disseminated a story of foreign powers using on the embassy staff, resulting in various health issues that required the embassy to be evacuated. The story successfully took hold, gaining brief international attention. Okay. Nothing here. Okay. Where were we? Right now. Okay, no. No, nothing there. Anything here? Nope. Don't believe so.
sense. The pattern shifts.
Hmm. We'll go for that one. Where are we? Ventilation. Yeah, we're just going to carry on with the story because, yeah. I thought that I had the highest key card, but I've not. Actually had something kind of spoiled for me when I was looking, but that's my own fault. But it's not, wasn't anything big, but yeah. Oh. But yeah, there's another higher key card you get anyway, so I'm not gonna go and do all the doors if I can't still unlock some, and I haven't got levitate yet, so yeah. Right, okay. Where am I going? No, I don't go that way. Black Rock Quarry is this way, okay. Okay, so it's this way. Right, did I not go this way before? I don't think I did. Right, okay. Right, okie dokie. Okay, let's get Pierce out. What was that? Seize accelerator and shield. The NSC was designed by order of Deputy Chief Trent shortly before he became director. The container provides a safe method of extraction of excess energy output while acting as a humane way to house him. The coolant pumps keep the container and its from overheating while the energy is siphoned. The energy is then conducted to the converters where it is rendered into a through the use of turbine generators. The electricity produced powers the entire bureau, making us completely self-sufficient and effectively invisible on the New York City grid. After NSC-01's disappearance by some unknown manifestation of power, the occupant was restrained and a second model was built. NSC-02 possesses built-in spatial anchors that are designed to prevent any translocative effect from its occupant. Refer to file 923-05444 report. Okay. Extraction from formal interdepartmental complaint. The notion of fan death has now become widely known in the region since foreign investigator met with a local journalist to explain how electricity fans operate at speeds that may suffocate users by overly disturbing the air. As our agency is still young, we must take care to avoid missteps. Any explanation given to the public must however provide sufficiently vague rationale that will reaffirm their certainty that ours is a stable, controlled world. We must tread carefully, especially in the increasingly technological world with the radio and other innovations allowing information to travel at speeds previously undreamt of. This is precisely why we insist that our department handle all communication with public bodies. With all due respect, William S. Powers, head of the Department of Public Knowledge and Diversions. Okay.
Elevator's broken. Gotta get down the old-fashioned way.
Right, okay. Oh. This is a big ass area. That's for sure. We need additional diamond blades ASAP. Continuous rim this time to get the clean cut research. Once this Blackrock shit is tough, we're going through blades like we're made of the damn things. The dimensions for these slabs of Blackrock they want are outrageous. For all the grief they're causing me, these fire breaks better fucking work a treat. Go ahead and double the last order. I was going the right way originally.
Whoa. Not what I expected.
Got to do a photo mode here, haven't we? This area looks like something out of Destiny. Anything up here? No. No, nothing. Yeah, you can definitely see the ray tracing coming in now, that's for sure. Okay. All Bureau personnel are reminded to kindly not smoke in the quarry. Even though the quarry area is technically an outdoor space, it is still a part of the Bureau and therefore the no smoking rule does apply. Not only is it considerate towards your fellow employees to refrain from inflicting the harm of secondhand smoke, it is also prudent to avoid any risk of gas fires, unforeseen threshold reactions and possible creation of altered receptacles. Under no circumstances should cigarette butts be left in the quarry. Thank you for your understanding. I don't know what I'm doing now, I'm just fucking climbing, really. I'm just climbing about, seeing what I can find. Second one more photo. I think. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa! Ho-ho! That was close. Fuck. There's some mods. Oh. Just gonna get rid of all the level 1 ones. Right. During my weekly safety inspection to the quarry threshold, I discovered the entire crew in a state of the whole team was aligned and staring in a uniform direction, the city in the distance. Despite my most vocal efforts to gain their attention, they remained for more than minutes until I had to resort to literally. Afterwards, they were dazed and could not provide any rationale for their behaviour or any specific memories of engaging in it. My official recommendation for any crew working in a threshold area is to either shorten the length of their shifts or to carry out mandatory psychological evaluations on a weekly basis, or preferably both. And maybe we should order another expedition to the city. Refer to file 558-3096 for full report. Right. Oh, okay. It's one of these. It's one of these. I get it. That's saying it's armed. I'm gonna go upstairs because I want to try and get to that pillar up the top there. Fuck. Fuck's sake. Right, we're gonna have one more try and I'm giving up. I knew there'd be something up there. It wasn't really worth it, but there you go. Okay, this is just the way I came in. No. Okay, we're going up. We're going up. Right, it's just like that, I guess.
And there it is, right where you led me. The HRAs, the prisms, they mean something to you. I need to get this prism to Marshall before it's too late. HRAs, then Dylan.
Let's run. Let's run, those things are chasing me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we're alright. We're okay. Run away, run away. Oh, sure. Tinder. Right. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, I think I'm gonna have to invest in a new chair. Oh, this one absolutely kills my fucking arse. Oh, just goes numb so fucking quick. I know I should probably sit the way I do,
Every
but
time I think it makes sense, the pattern shifts.
who's this guy? I've seen him before. Right, let's go and see. No, still can't get to that. I think it must be a story thing.
Had to take a detour into the quarry, but I found plenty. Here.
We will start HRA production immediately. I promised I'd tell you about Dylan once you helped us.
This is it. She knows. 17 years I've waited.
Your brother is here. He was once known as Prime Candidate 6, codenamed P6. We brought him here after the ordinary event. He was groomed to be the future director. He had talents far beyond any other candidate in the program.
Of course he did. We found you together. We share a bond. Are you with him now?
So you kidnapped him?
We took him in. Your parents vanished along with every other adult in Ordinary. Eventually, his power changed him. There were casualties. He wasn't fit to be the director.
Did you know about this? Is this why you didn't bring me here sooner? Were you keeping me away?
Where is Dylan?
He's kept in the containment sector, in the Panopticon.
My brother. I thought we were the same. What if we are?
I'm going. Now.
I expected as much. I need to go check on something. Something I cannot let the Hiss find. It shouldn't take long, but you must watch the Bureau while I'm gone. And remember, Dylan is dangerous. Do not let him out, Director Faden.
How do I make her stop calling me that? I'm not here for them. Nothing simple here. These people took my brother, but they've accepted me without question. Are they my enemies or my friends? I need to see Dylan. I need to know. I wish you could tell me what you know, explain things. Just stay with me, okay? I could use a friend right now.
Collins, any word on survivors?
Located numerous safe rooms with survivors inside. We're waiting on HRAs before we open. Once we can safely bring them out, survivors will be escorted here straight away.
Wonderful.
Right, let's go and see if Emily has anything else to say.
Maiden, did you find a prism?
Jesse, when you were down in research, did you run into a Dr. Rhea Underhill?
I didn't. Who is she?
She is a colleague of mine. A researcher studying a kind of extra-dimensional mold growing below research.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
No one does. Look, I haven't heard from Rhea since the Hiss arrived. Would you mind having a look around for her next time you're in research?
Of course.
Thanks,
I
Jesse.
certainly will.
Now, what's on your mind?
I visited the quarry. What's the plan for all that black rock?
The Bureau has used Blackrock almost exclusively for containment purposes. See, I say, branch out. Instead of boxes, helmets. Instead of blast shields, knives.
Knives?
Yes, knives! So many combat applications. Slicing, stabbing, gouging. Sorry. I've been trying to get Darling to explore combat applications for years. I got a little excited.
Wow. I did not expect that from her.
This place is looking good. Arish is making real progress around here.
right? This place is a fortress. And with him taking care of operations here, I can spend more time analyzing the hiss. I've been attempting to isolate and neutralize the hiss resonance in blood samples, but no luck so far.
So you can't reverse it?
Not yet, but perhaps reversing it is too simple. See, if hiss resonance can rewrite human genetics, then perhaps it's a question of rewriting the hiss resonance. In theory, that could pave the way for custom human genetic alteration.
I wonder how often the phrase mad scientist is used around here.
How is HRA production coming along?
Better than expected. We've already made enough to get people out of a couple safe rooms. And they're here, alive, thanks to you. We never would have lasted this long if you hadn't walked in those doors.
You deserve thanks too, of course.
We got this place up and running together, Emily. I should be going. Enjoy your data.
Oh, I will.
Right. I'm going to go to research, and then we're going to...
All these references to Hedron? There's something we're missing.
Alright, have we got enough? Uh-oh, that wasn't a good sound. That was not a good sound. Okay, I don't know what happened there. There's some kind of issue, but anyway, we're back now. Sorry about that. Oh, that'd be really cool to see an additional enemy. That'd be very cool. Would be very cool. No, I think we need energy. Yeah. No. Yes. I haven't got enough anthropic echo apparently. Let's upgrade those. Research. Right, research. I don't know where it'll be. Central research. Let's do this. Oh, yes. What was I gonna do? So yeah, I was gonna check the stream. Right, let's see where we are. Below Central Research. Where am I now? Am I in Central Research? Yes, I am. Right. Okay, well that's a start. Right, I'm just going to get a drink first, and then I shall be back in 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Let's get on with finding this lab then. Just get everything plugged back in, and then we'll be ready to go. Oh, tangled wire. Come on, there we go. Right. Okay. Right, so below Central Research. Right. Jesus, they keep fucking coming, don't they? Jesus Christ. Fuck. Fuck's sake. Fuck. Right, okay, we'll try this again. Right. So if I can't get, I think the lab's down here. If it's not, then I'm gonna have to go down that lift shaft. I think. Yeah, okay, it's definitely not here. So I think I have to go down that lift shaft. Right, so I have to climb down, don't I? Okay. Going alright so far. Right. I think this stuff is mold, not. I always thought it was hiss or something, but I think it's actually mold. I've been seeing it around the, I was going to say the station, seeing it around the building. I didn't know what it was, but. Right, so I've got the lift up and running again. This is really cool.
Careful in there, ma'am. Area's under quarantine. I wouldn't go in there without talking to Underhill first. Even if you have, I still wouldn't go in.
Excuse me? Are you lost?
So you want to know how my mold research is getting on, Casper? Here it is. Microscopic organisms, similar in appearance to, struck the architecture of the mold. I do not understand if these are the original disseminators of the mold, or are bidden by some fungal infection. The mold is the most prolific and durable organism I have ever seen. I theorize there is a mold source located somewhere on our side of the threshold, rooted here to accelerate mold in our dimension. I refer to this yet unknown source as Mold 1. The mold produces an enticing aroma to encourage human consumption of itself, propagates in the chest cavity and quickly subsumes the entire body, seizing control of motor functions. This behavior was not observed when I first arrived, which means the mold has adapted to our presence, targeting our biological imperatives as a way to spread. It is a truly ingenious little thing. A full report will be ready soon. Keep your slacks on. Okay. Dr. Darling's recently penned essay titled contains some glaring omissions that I feel I must shine a light on. Firstly, the entire premise of the essay is that the quarry threshold is beneficial to the Bureau, while the mold is actively hostile, to use his words. We cannot determine the worth of these dimensions and their life forms using bureaucratic definitions. Secondly, the mold is much more beneficial than some rock. If the creating the mold were reconfigured in their purpose, the structures they could build would rival the greatest skyscrapers. The mold's resistance to various strains of disease we've attempted to introduce could be derived into. Yes, admittedly, the application is more difficult than picking up a rock and gluing it to a wall, but I pause to wonder when the Bureau lost its eagerness for a challenge. Refer to 235-1863 for full report. Oh, I got something in the hotline here. I've watched that one, surely. Okay. Hello, Raya. How is it going down there? Enjoying the mold so far? Settling back into life at the old FBC? I also wanted to ask how your coffee with Emily went. She's a star on the rise, incredibly bright, extremely intuitive. But I want to hear what you thought of her. I think you two could be very good on a project together, could learn a lot from each other. Let's get together and chat about it soon. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I'm sure you can't think of anything besides the mold right now. You always were a woman of focus. I always admired that about you. Talk soon, Casper.
Do you normally barge into people's private workspaces?
She clearly doesn't know who she's talking to. Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Why? Because of those hiss things the Rangers keep going on about. Haven't you people sorted that out yet? The situation down here could spell doom for the Bureau.
You mean this mold?
Correct. Perhaps you could help me. I require samples of various mold strains, and the mold has made the environment far too dangerous for me to fetch them myself.
Really? Mold samples? I thought this could spell doom.
It could, and it will, whoever you are. The mold is spreading. We need to find the source before it spreads too far.
Any samples will do that?
No. Samples of 5 unique strains, when blended properly, will allow you to travel deeper into the pit, where I've pinpointed the approximate location of the source of the mold.
Okay. So what do these samples look like?
Similar to the one on my table there. I've made a list of the samples I need. Here. You'll find them throughout the threshold.
I'll take a look. My name's Jessie, by the way.
I'm sure it is.
Have you worked at the FBC very long?
Not long enough to understand their inane methodology. They want me to solve the mold, but how is one to solve anything when the basic molecular structure of this fungus is an utter enigma?
Oh, sorry, are you asking me?
It's rhetorical. The Bureau wants to control, not comprehend. But to answer your question, I'm a seasoned threshold researcher that's been brought in on a provisional basis to resolve this matter.
That's all you had to say.
What have you learned about the mold?
Firstly, the term mold is a gross oversimplification used only to ease communication. That said, the mold itself appears to be the product of complex microorganisms. They spin the mold, building structures like minuscule cities, swiftly colonizing our dimension, and the speed of these tiny engineers relative to their size is simply staggering.
So it grows fast.
If you're not going to listen, then why did you ask?
So the mold is coming in from where?
We don't have a name for the threshold dimension. The origin point has been identified, but the density of the fungus makes it impossible to enter. Even if we could, I speculate that we would only find a reality entirely subsumed by the fungus. Total decomposition.
It's weird how excited she is, right?
What do you know about the hiss?
How could I know anything about an entity I've only just learned of? This is exactly the Bureau's problem. My work is always interrupted by these superfluous matters.
Calm down. Just keep your HRA on and I'm sure you'll be fine.
This crude thing. I thought it was Darling's idea of a practical joke.
Not quite. Just keep your head down while I handle the hiss. I need to get going.
Try not to transport any spores outside the infected areas. No need to hurry back.
It smells so sweet down here. Suddenly I'm really hungry. I wonder how this mold tastes.
Huh?
Are those people?
Okay. I'm not sure I'm quite ready for this yet. They're all level 6. And I'm not quite... Oh my god.
quarantine. We can go in there without talking to Underhill first. But if you have, I still wouldn't be here.
Okay. Agents notice a transient commonly found outside the entrance to Bureau headquarters would carry the item and loudly claim to be responsible for the lack of inclement weather. The frequency of these claims attracted the personal interest of Dr. Darling. In interviews disguised as casual conversations, the transient reported that the item gives me clouds when it's hot and sun when it's not. An event of note occurred during a heavy downpour when the vagrant was witnessed performing a possible ritual with the item. See file PAI 1372 for a detailed observation. Dr. Darling reported a wait of seconds before the rain stopped. The vagrant was seized the next day after he was found to possess no and was released. The item remains in Bureau custody under suspicion of altered status. Though this has not been proven, all known variations of identification formulas have failed to elicit a response from the item. Okay, how do I get out? Oh, up here. Come on. Right, okay, well, they're dealt with. I think that's all of them here.
This looks like a good one.
Bremen basket. Item to be stored in a black rock panelled cell. Keep away from lab animals when not in use. Simple wicker basket with cloth lining. No food items inside. The item produces a hypnotic effect that solely affects non-human animals, forcing them to congregate passively around the object. Animals from every genus and species that have thus far been tested are susceptible. Oh, pardon me. Single cell organisms do not appear to react to the effect. 697. Item was taken to a forest upstate for testing. Results of the test provided contradicting data as some of the attracted animals exhibited hyper-aggressive behaviour. The exercise unfortunately resulted in further testing should be restricted to more low-risk animal species with medical staff on standby. Shit. Oh. That was close. Guess we can't go any further in, can we? I don't think. It's easy to get lost in here, very easy. Very easy to get. Fuck's sake. I'm just gonna get rid of all the fucking double ones. Oh fuck.
Found one. gross. Underhill is gonna owe me for this.
Ah.
One of Underhill's samples.
Stepping to the FBC, slash to do this, slash to me, but you don't touch, and don't scream much. Let's join the Threshold Kids. Let's join the Threshold Kids.
Fixed. Building shifts occur at random and without warning, but with the Bureau's cutting-edge technology, we can stabilize the oldest house. Safe employees are happy employees. Certain rituals allow agents to navigate the oldest house as well, but accidents do happen. Trapping agents inside the walls. I heard you got stuck in your room for 3 days, Topher. Too bad you didn't have your book with you. Or any food. And remember, kids, when you feel the floor deviate, it's already much too late.
Okay. Am I being this way? Yep. Fresh corpses. Ah, here we go.
This looks like a good one.
Brilliant.
That's all 5 samples. I should get these back to Underhill.
These fuckers keep coming. Is that the last one? I'm legging it. I'm legging it.
You look like a woman with mold for me.
I found L5, but I kind of wanted to eat them.
The mold has that effect on some people. Likely due to the fact it's not actually mold or even of this dimension. I suspect it is the result of two incompatible molecular structures, one dominant, coming into contact. I call it mold or fungus because it's closer in appearance and behavior than anything else we know. Except perhaps bacteria.
She reminds me of my old biology teacher.
Did you happen to meet any more members of my ranger detail?
I didn't see any rangers. Just walking mold people. Unless...
Yes. If you found mold people, you found my rangers. I refer to the creatures as hosts. They, like other unwary agents, succumbed to the appetite. But that's nothing for you to worry about. The pill I'm about to make with these samples will make the lower level perfectly safe to traverse. It has the added benefit of immunizing you against the pit's toxic spores. Now leave me to it.
Have you worked at the FBC very long?
Not long enough to understand their inane methodology. They want me to solve the mold, but how is one to solve anything when the basic molecular structure of this fungus is an utter enigma?
Oh, sorry, are you asking me?
It's rhetorical. The Bureau wants to but
I need to get going.
Try not to transport any spores outside the infected areas.
I hate guard duty down here. This place is fucking weird.
This is nothing. The clocks? No, that's weird. What's weird about a bunch of clocks? Shut up. I think that's the new director.
Fucking have that. Little bastard. Right. Where are we going? Where is the control point? I wish it gave you there on the map more clearly. Map's not great for Have I never been in here? I haven't. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking arse is going to sleep again. Bureau has spent years studying why objects of power transport users into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor Dr. Ash theorized that a potential receptacle determined by Jungian archetypes and the collective subconscious would be inhabited by paranatural energies when an AWE occurred in its vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Our dimension was once part of the astral plane, and the objects were left behind as a on me. As its borders receded, the astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but the connection was severed and now the two are linked solely through the objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully the truth will emerge. Refer to file 632-6498 for full report.
Questions recently regarding HRAs. What are they for? Do you always...
Dear Dr. Darling, I suspect my colleague Dr. Harrington has already contacted you asking for an increase in the department's budget. I'm not surprised. Parapsychology has always been the squeaky wheel, all fuss but no results. Parakinesiology has always been the stronger department. More breakthroughs, more tangible data, more usable research. Sure, a man of your esteem can plainly see which department is more deserving of the budget increase. Just think what those additional resources could do for an already formidable research team. Anyway, I know you're a fan of single malt, so I left a bottle of well-aged brown on your desk. Yours in admiration, Dr. Abraham Lewis.
Need to wear them. What?
Resonance is there, but we can't see it. It vibrates around us, through us, from us. But what if the vibration is conscious? What could a force like that do? Opened the door to I've called the emits a force that is far beyond the forces we previously dealt with. It has shown me so much that I have to wonder, is resonance a key element in all altered phenomenon? AWE's altered items, objects of power, do they share a common that we've yet to discover? We can harmonize control points. What else would the correct frequency allow us to achieve? What if resonance has been the answer the whole time? Third file for full report.
I've been fielding questions recently regarding HRAs. What are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And what's the deal with the Hedron resonance anyway? Fuck. Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements or listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. We do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified, not water, might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding. We're making more. What's the deal with the Hedron resonance anyway? Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements. Listening to...
Astral plane counter. Dr. Darling is insistent that certain objects of power share a direct connection to an entity or group of entities that we have little information on, or little that I am allowed to access. In his written reports, he states that there is a clear link between these objects of power, the astral plane, and the oldest house itself. His work supposes these links are innate, in fact ingrained into the very of objects such as the hotline or the service weapon. But what if these particular objects were never linked to but had that connection forced upon them? Isn't it strange that no other objects of power require such direct contact with the... Isn't it strange that using the service weapon or the hotline will result in grievous harm or even death if the user is not the director or at least worthy of the role? Why do we assume the involvement by the is a natural factor, not something more? Refer to file 6239382 for full report.
Your conversations while you're wearing them. regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as
Sure, if I've been this way.
Constantly changing labyrinth. You never pass through. Dimensional leap.
Whoa, okay, that's cool. Okay. I don't know if I'm meant to be doing something or if it just leads to a different route every time. Okay. Excuse me. So, the solution to this is apparently a big spoiler, so I am not going to look. Oh. Pretty cool though, very cool. Might take a picture actually. Picture quickly. Very, very much reminds me of The Shining Hotel. Or the hotel from The Shining, I suppose. Oh no. Now where is this fucking control point? I don't give an I'm just going back to the thing. Back to the central, whatever it is, central thing. Been this way?
Was Dr. Darling's penmanship intentionally this bad?
Maybe he's
Yeah.
trying to test our code breaking skills.
Oh, we can just go there. Okay. I'll be right back. Just gonna go for a research break. Alrighty then. Okay. Whoa. I've really looked around here, haven't I? Haven't looked around here though. That fucking entropic echo. Where the fuck do I get that? Oh, there's another one. Oh, okay. I thought I got them all, but there's another one. Right then. So I can't upgrade any of those. Not gonna waste the stuff I've already got. Right. Does remind me of the Men in Black a bit. This building. The item was last owned by Madame, an operatic performer from Berlin. After her career ended in a public scandal, she relocated to Maine for reasons unknown. With her came the trappings of her old life, including this item. Locals report that she rarely left her home in the short years she spent in. After her death, caused by the state, held a public auction of her belongings, seeing as she had no known relatives. Various conflicting first-hand reports exist, but testimonies provided by witnesses of the event do contain some common elements. Every witness saw numerous mannequins break through the house's windows, tumbling outside. Some witnesses report bright lights. Some report high-pitched singing. These are unverified. Numerous civilians inside the house at the time of the incident were hospitalized for various injuries. 2 were crushed to death. Agents were dispatched upon seeing an article regarding these events during the Bureau's daily scans of national periodicals. The item was quickly identified and brought to the Bureau.
I'm averse to using objects of power. I don't want to lean on things I ultimately can't trust. But the ashtray and the cigarette, smoking there forever, have their uses. The ashtray maze they conjure is an impossibly changing labyrinth that no one but the binder, and those the binder invites, can ever pass through. The things we hid in dimensional research, the things Darling studies, the danger and the risk involved, call for every measure of security and protection I could bring to the table. The maze, hands down, is our strongest lock. I gave Darling and his chosen crew license to pass through the maze. Lately, I've started to think I should revoke that license. I'm averse to using objects of power. I don't want to lean on things I ultimately can't trust. But the ashtray and the cigarette, smoking there forever, have their uses. The ashtray maze they conjure is an impossibly changing labyrinth that no one but the binder, and those the binder invites, can ever pass through. The things we hid in dimensional research, the things Darling studies, the danger and the risk involved, call for every measure of security and protection I could bring to the table. The maze...
Okay. No, he didn't. It was my imagination that you mentioned, Dylan. Pardon me, apologise. I'm very windy today. Apologise for that. Honolulu, Janelle, Olympia, Salem, Boise. Austin, Baton Rouge. Very cool. Very cool. Well, what's down here? Nothing. Storage room. Toilet. Another toilet. Take another photo. Is this the way I've been? It's not, is it? I don't think so. Yes, it is.
Someone needs help over there.
I'm going, I'm going. For some time now, there's been a steady increase in the annual number of AWEs the Bureau responds to. Between 2010 and 2015, we responded to AWEs. For comparison, note that we only responded to between 1995 and 2005. Is this rise a result of improvement in our detection procedures, or perhaps simply coincidence? We cannot say for sure, which is why the proposal for an AWE task force to be created within the hierarchy of the investigation sector has been compiled. We need to spend more time examining what causes AWEs rather than just containing them. Refer to file 5951732 for full report.
Sounds like there's a man down.
Okay, where is he? Containment cell must be properly ventilated. Inhalation of the item's smoke causes. Item is a baby carriage with a black shade of steel wire wheels. Left front wheel is slightly bent, causing a distinct wobble when pushed. Item produces smoke incessantly. Smoke density varies. Smoke is generated without apparent fire or ignition source. An incident in Paris in 1979 brought the pram to the attention of the Bureau. Smoke filled an antique store where the pram was being sold, killing the shop's owner. Detailed records of the events leading to the item's discovery were destroyed in an incident in the Panopticon. Interviews with living witnesses were re-performed at the order of the Archives and Records Chief. Alrighty then.
I'm here. What happened to you?
I got in a little scrap. Name's Horowitz.
Is he gonna be okay?
Don't look at me like that. I'm fine. But Wells is still in there. You gotta get him out.
Who's Wells?
My squad mate. We were hunting a runaway altered item. We followed it down into the clocks.
The clocks?
A threshold. The Bureau sealed it up years back because of all the clocks. We followed the altered item inside, but the way it was acting, we weren't ready. Me and Wells were the only ones to make it to the motel court. He was right behind me, but he never showed up on this side.
I'll go find him. But first, you need to get to a medic.
Wells is the medic. Please, you gotta get him out of there. I'll be fine, really. Roop can patch me up later.
Fine. But I'll be back for you.
I damn well hope so. Just use the motel cord there. It should get you into the clocks. Sorry, the threshold.
I'm guessing. So I guess I have to do something with the clock. I do not know what. What's that? 12, 10 past 12. Get them all at the same time. Is that what I do? I think maybe. Right, so 10 to 4. 350. Seven, 6. So 8, 53, something like that. 52, 853, 852. Right, okay.
This Wells guy can't be far.
Boss fight? Possibly. Okay, let's see. Timer going off.
Those must be the clocks he was talking about.
Okay, well, that's pretty good timing. Okay, I think that's going to be it for me for today then. Thank you very much for watching if you did. Yeah, we made some decent progress and yeah, did a few side missions, things like that opened up. So yeah, still really enjoying it. Yeah, still really enjoying it. So yeah, I'll be back same time tomorrow for more Control. Thank you very much and goodbye.